sometimes.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Panfish Nation. My name is Mark, co-host of Mr. Lyle Stokes. What's going on, Lyle? How you doing, bud?
I'm doing great, man. Getting ready to eat some bird tomorrow.
I was just going to say, the question of the night is, are you ready to eat?
I'm pretty full right now, but yeah, I'll be ready in the morning.
Tomorrow I'll be ready to. I got an 8-pound honey baked ham ready to bring over to Mom's house tomorrow, so I'm looking forward to that.
Nice.
That's like Thanksgiving bacon dinner to me.
Yeah.
With the honey glazed on the top. We never talk about food, though, do we?
Nope. I was going to go to the end of the show, and before we closed out tonight, to say, everybody type in chat what's their favorite part of Thanksgiving dinner.
I think that's a good idea. I did put a survey up in chat, whether it was ham or turkey.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like turkey's winning. I'm a ham guy myself on Thanksgiving. I'm not the biggest turkey fan, but I was watching our buddy Chud over at Chud's Barbecue this morning, and he made that turkey breast pastrami. Did you see that one yet?
Yes.
That looked pretty good.
I don't know what pastrami is really, but it looked good.
It's just like a different kind of corned beef. It's just not a marinade, but a brine that they use.
Well, I like corned beef, so
I don't know.
Proud on it. We're good to go.
I've smoked a few turkey breasts in my day, and they come out pretty good as far as turkey goes. I'm not the biggest turkey fan, especially on Thanksgiving. I'll have turkey, and all I want to do is sleep. So,
well, that's because you're like me and you eat way too much of it.
Yeah, no kidding.
I like turkey if it's moist. I don't like a dry bird. I just don't. And man, one of the best turkeys that I ever had, I deep fried one time years ago. I haven't done one since. Well, I have done them since, but not for Thanksgiving dinner. But it was so moist on the inside, and man, it was juicy and good, crispy on the outside, and I like that. The kids had some friends of theirs over. This was 20 years ago, and it was really, really a good one.
I've had free deep fried turkey one time, and yeah, it was pretty darn tasty. Now that we've gone from Panfish Nation to Turkey Nation, I might as well. Thanksgiving Nation. That's what we should have called the show today. Hey, folks, our guest couldn't make it today. He came down with an illness, so you guys are just gonna have to deal with me and Lyle tonight. But I don't think you guys would mind.
We're gonna try to get him back on next week. He's feeling better, but he ended up with the flu and a couple other things wrong. And I sent him an email back when he told me that we just try to get him back on another time, because if he don't feel like that. He's never done a show before either, so hell, we've been talking to his dog JB most of the time, which I'm okay with that. JB's kind of cool.
If you want to check out his channel, we do still have his link down in the description. You guys can always go check him out. If you do check him out and you watch one of his videos, just leave a comment for him and tell him that we sent you over there, and maybe
he's got some really good content. I enjoy watching it.
Maybe that'll help him feel a little better. So let's see what else we got going on. Weather. We got to do our weather check like we always do, being that we are older gentlemen. And we talk about weather a lot when you get to be our age, don't we, Lyle?
We do. And I had one of the old farts message me last night and said this gigantic snowstorm's coming across the central part of the United States. And he lives up north, so you can guess who it is. And how he was really going to get slammed, but I was going to get more of. Well, I don't have none in my forecast, so I think he's just full of crap. But I know there is a storm coming.
Every year when it gets cold around these parts, Lyle, things break for me for some reason.
In the automotive industry, which is how I made my living for a long time, extreme heat and extreme cold breaks cars. That's when you make your money. If it was 60 degrees year round, they'd run forever. You go broke.
Yeah, no kidding.
And it applies to houses and everything else. Look at the roads in the hot and the cold when they get the very worst.
Yeah, I had no heat in my truck. turns out that my heater core was needed a little bit of flushing, and I ran some CLR through there, and I'm paying the price. I don't know if any of you guys want to see this, but I kind of look at this. I got
Nice.
all scraped up, all sorts of goodness all over. I won't show you guys any of the other stuff, but got that taken care of. Then last night I went to go get Sheila some fuel, and one of her headlights is out in her car, so I got to change that tomorrow before we go out. A dryer went on the fritz every year this time. Remember last year how much stuff we had go wrong?
That's right.
And you can tell that it's dropping into the 30s and 20s. So right now it's 36 degrees, I think. And
I got 41 light rain. So
yeah. Where I was going with that is yesterday I went out to go change that light bulb. As soon as I got out there, now on her car you got to go through the wheel well to get that light bulb switched. Right. Kind of a pain in the butt, and you got to reach up in there, and I even scratched myself starting that. But as soon as I got that little cap off, the car, it started snowing on me. I thought you would enjoy that.
Normally a guy would pull it in his garage, but yours is full of boat.
My full is boat, yeah, pretty much. I remember those days when I used to be able to work in my garage. And then we got weather in the 20s all next up until Tuesday after tomorrow. We got high at 33 tomorrow, and then in the high is 25, 25, 27 and stuff until Tuesday.
I have one day in the 50s coming up next week.
Oh boy.
That's it.
Look at this. There's our buddy Luke. What's going on, Luke? How you doing? He says, our lakes are freezing now quick. I imagine they are.
Yeah, but he lives up there where it's godforsaken cold, man.
You know, I am. He kind of.
You know what that is up there, don't you?
That's Tim Wall's country. I don't even want to think about it.
That's ass raping cold, man.
Yeah, that too. I forgot you like to use that term.
It's kind of like balls deep tackle.
For the most part.
Yeah.
We had a lot of fun with that balls deep tackle company.
Yes, we did.
Other than that,
let
me say hello to everybody in chat, Lyle.
Well, before you do, Luke, he likes that cold stuff. He's one of them ice fisher guys.
I am
not.
Ice fishing, I really liked ice fishing. I just wish the ice fishing was a little better around here. It isn't too bad. If you're willing to make the walk out on the ice, it's okay. When I was ice, a mile hauling 100+ pounds of gear on a sled. You know, them sleds, they work all right if it's just ice, but you get 6 inches of snow on that ice and it turns into quite a task. And it's just getting rougher and rougher for me to do. So I don't see myself doing too much. I'll do a little bit of pan fishing or something. Maybe I'll get the gear out here in the winter when I'm really jonesing for it. I thought about going downtown to do a little perch fishing, but the problem with that statement right there is downtown. And I don't really want to go down there this time of year. It's going to be crazy with shopping and Thanksgiving and all of that. So we'll see if Eli wants to go down to 87th Street. Maybe we'll launch the boat down there and see what happens. But after next week, we're going to I'm going on vacation, so I'm kind of booked solid. So
Luke says I don't like ice fishing. I do it because I have to. I'd rather be warm all year. Yeah, me too. And I'm just not far enough south. That's the only problem. Yep,
Ryan from setting hooks and crossing ice. He always told me, and I kind of stole it from him. He says, I hate to ice fish, but I love to fish, so I ice fish. That's what he always says. Something
that makes sense.
Makes a lot of sense. So, all right, let's say hello to people in chat.
Right.
We got Benoit fishing outdoors. See, it's still a habit of mine. I swear to God, I worked at a Benoit whenever. Anyways, they'll forgive me. But Mrs. and Mrs. Benoit, thank you for coming in, Gabby and Allison. There's my buddy Bugman. What's up, Buggy? Crappie Day, Darren. Thank you for supporting the channel, Darren. We appreciate you. There's our buddy JG Hill Studio. Joe Buck, 66 channel supporter. Always good to see Joe Buck in here. What's going on, Mike Sampson? How you doing, bud? And there's our buddy Luke at Rods and Reloads. Man, that dog of his is getting big. Good looking.
It is.
Got there. Wonder if Luke is whacking them ducks or them geese out of the sky with that bird yet. That'd be kind of fun to do.
One thing about it, he got off on that golf playing. I would say this cold weather has slowed that down a little bit.
Oh, another thing. I'm hoping that Troy from Virtual Outdoors is watching. I saw a post on his right before we went live on Facebook that he was a fireball and 2 beers deep before dinner as an appetizer, and I told him he needs
Ooh-wee.
to step up his game to a 1-to-1. What's up, Sampy? How you doing, brother? So I was hoping he'd come in here. That would be kind of fun to see him kind of lit up at Thanksgiving. And happy Thanksgiving, obviously, to everybody. So,
Bet.
So fishing, Lyle. It's getting colder. What are you doing? Well, it's getting colder up here. Not so much by you living in Hades, Missouri.
It is what it is.
I
It's
know.
just not 80s enough right now. But what am I doing? I've been pouring lead, making jigs, painting them, making them. Wishing I had more colors of powder paint. Need more hooks. All the stuff.
What's up, 205? I've been pouring some of those walleye jigs. I ordered a new mold. Merry Christmas to me because it wasn't a cheap one. 1/64 ounce. What do you think? You think that's too big, too little, or
I
what?
think that'd be perfect underneath a bobber.
I'm going to use them for bluegill fishing, obviously. So we'll see how that goes. I think 1/64 is pretty good. They had 1/80th and 1/100th. I thought those were a little small.
Man, they ain't much to a 100. And I know they make a 1/20th. I don't remember who does now, but there's a 1/20th of an ounce. Man, I just you might as well just use the hook.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of where I'm at with the 100th and stuff. 1/80th is about as small as I'm going to go. The 1/64ths, I like them pretty good. The 1/32nds I like better, and the 1/16th they're my favorites.
And I've been pouring some bigger walleye jigs too, which you know about. I'm gonna pour some. I'm gonna send some over to Uncle Lou. I talked to him this morning a little bit. Got the weights that he wanted. I'm waiting out for some hooks to come in and some new powder paint, and in that mold, and we'll get some out to you, and we'll get some out to him. And I ain't selling them or nothing, but I'm gonna make sure I gotta send some. I gotta send some out to Betty and Brandon too, and so I'll be busy doing the same thing. I did order a couple of new colors, and one of them's Fire Tiger. Lyle, I'll let you know how that comes out.
I did order that myself.
Oh, did you? Okay, so then you'll know.
There's a brown that I ordered. Let me see if I can come up with it. Hang on a minute.
I ordered a bluegill green and then this and a purple color, so we'll be using those stuff.
Let's see.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm not the
New Penny was the name of Fire
New
Tiger.
Penny?
Disco Fire Tiger and New Penny, yeah.
There you go. I don't know if mine was a Disco Fire Tiger, but it was Fire Tiger. So
the disco colors, I really like. They got a lot of sparkle in them, and not that you wouldn't have to put flash in with them, but if for some reason you don't, you still get the light refraction from the disco colors. The disco gold is so far my favorite disco color.
If you're fishing anywhere that's got minnows, now people are going to say, well, minnows aren't gold. Well, they kind of got a little goldish tinge underwater, and once your jig's underwater, it's going to look closer to a minnow color than anything else. So This time of year, I've said it time and time again, I like a gold jig head and a red body, and it usually does pretty good. Those are my money colors. Also, last Friday I went crappie fishing. Man, Lyle, I got so many like little 5 and 6 inch crappie. It was ridiculous. Now let me explain a little bit. I went on the river. I didn't feel like I didn't have the time to make an hour and 10-minute trip up to the chain and back. So that's 2 hours of fishing that would have taken out of the 4 that I had. I'd rather drive the 15 minutes closer and fish the river and see what happens. So down south, when people talk about river channels, they're talking about the actual center channel in the river. But up here, when we talk about the river channels, we're talking about the little side channels. They're not creeks because they don't go anywhere. The little side channels that go to people's houses and stuff. They're extremely shallow. They're still full of some weeds and stuff. But I figured I'd go into those and see what I can find. They're always good for some bluegill. I caught like 50, like 30 bluegill, nothing of any size. Caught about 30 to 40 like 5-inch, 6-inch crappie, all on that blue Bobby Garland bluegrass. They like that greenish bluish color for sure. I got about 5 that were worth keeping, ended up putting them back because they were leaving still a little bit on the small size. So once I got to the boat ramp, I ended up putting them back. I didn't feel like cleaning them for the little potato chip worth of fillet. But I had a lot of fun. Caught some yellow bass too. They fight like the dickens. I mean, a 9-inch yellow bass fought pretty hard. That's pretty big yellow bass for up here. White bass get pretty big. The yellows don't get that big up here.
They do fight hard.
They fight pretty good. And those taste like garbage. So
yeah, they're not real good to eat. They're edible, but not real good to eat.
I see Kevin Capel came in. What's going on, Kevin? I see Chad Nolte. Haven't seen Chad in a while. How you doing, bud? Thanks for coming in. Happy Thanksgiving to you too. So that was my day on Friday. It wasn't too cold. It was a little chilly, but like I said, I was on the side channel, so I was kind of sheltered from the wind. There was like a 20-mile-an-hour wind, but back in the channels and stuff, it wasn't too bad. I was hoping to get out one more time, but with the holiday coming up and getting ready to go on vacation next week, wife's got a big honey-do list for me to do. I got to get stuff buckled up around here. My mom's going to come stay with the dogs and house sit for us. So I got to make sure she's taken care of. So I don't think I'm going to get out. So I did the winterization of the boat today, or at least I started. And we'll just go from there. It's a sad day when you got to put that cover back on there, but we'll see.
I agree. Next Thursday, it's going to be 54 and 50 on Wednesday. So them's the days that if I get a chance to go fishing, that's when it'll be. And I'm okay with that. I would prefer it to be tomorrow. That way I could get out everybody's way, but not going to be that way.
Yeah, JG Hill says, I saw a picture NJ posted. Had some really big yellow perch. I was surprised. Yeah, I saw him. I was watching him while I was doing some work here at home and or doing work. I was working and watching on the other screen. And he did put a couple of real nice ones on the bank. Good for him. I mean, I think they looked close to about the couple of them were near 12 inches. They're pretty big perch. And that's some good eating right there. There's a big argument online on the Chicago perch fishing page about what is considered a jumbo. I mean, these guys are going after each other. Holy smokes. Talk about stirring the pot. My goodness.
So is there a general consensus?
Yeah, the consistency is everybody's an ass. Pretty much. You know how it gets online. So let me ask you, and let me ask the people in chat. What do you consider a jumbo perch?
I never caught a perch, so they're all jumbo to me.
No, I don't know. An 8-inch perch might be a little tasty if you cook them, if you whole fry them, but they're not a jumbo. To me, let's see, 14. Oh, look at this. I think he went to Idaho to catch the real big ones, Luke. Says 14 plus over 1.5 is a jumbo. I think 12 inches is a jumbo, at least around these parts it is.
And that may have a lot to do with the body of water that you're fishing.
I mean, over in what is it, the Netherlands, where they catch those really big ones? Is it Sweden or something? They get like 4 and 5 pounders over there. I might be stretching it a little bit, but they're monsters over there. That's where you go to get your PB.
Yeah, I'd say so. I didn't know that they even got that big.
Over there, they do.
Wow.
I think my PB is a 14-incher, which was a monster. And then I've caught a few 12s here and there, but I'll keep anything 10 and over. So for the most part, I'd really like to get my boat out there in the water, and I just had this thought that I'm getting ready to put her away. So I don't know. Going out on Lake Michigan isn't as dirty as going on the local smaller bodies of water or the river. So it might be worth making the trip. I'll
Lake
talk.
Michigan is not dirty.
No, it's pretty clean water. The zebra mussels did a really good job of cleaning that place up.
Really? Okay.
Pretty clear.
I've always was under the impression it was pretty dirty too.
Those are red perch jumbos. And then Luke says mine on the wall is a 16 and 2.2 pounds.
That's pretty good sized perch.
That's a good sized perch. Perch fishing's fun. It's easy. It's probably once you figure them out where they're at. I still think that bluegill are probably the hardest fighting panfish out there. I haven't got any of them big shell crackers like where JG Hill lives, and John Jeffcoat, those big ones. But those are probably a lot of fun to catch. But
John really gets some good ones. I haven't seen much out of him lately. I don't know what's up with that.
He's probably
bought that property. I'm guessing that's probably absorbed his time.
Yeah, being hunting seasons here, I'm sure he's out there hunting it because he was getting his family got that. I don't know if it was a lease or if they bought a big piece of property.
I think they bought it.
Yeah, but he was doing a lot of work, and he did post some videos about that when he was doing it.
Right. Yeah.
So he was a good guy, and he got on some big, like 4-pounders. It was ridiculous. Remember, he was showing those to us.
He's just gigantic, huge shell crackers, and he would get at least one or two of them every year. So yeah, he done really well.
Me, I catch a 10+ inch bluegill. I'm a happy man.
10+ bluegill is a big one. It really is.
Pretty big. Pretty big.
Plus they're hybrids.
Well, I'm going back up to Mendota this spring, definitely. Not so much just for catfish, but I'm going to see if I can't get on that big bluegill bite and see if I can't get me a 3 1-pounders to get mounted. So
3 1-pounders. Wow.
That's what I'm going to do. They were all pretty close to 1 pound last year, so they were monsters, Lyle.
Well, was it 10 or 10.5 inches, about a 1-pounder?
Right around there, but they were 2 inches wide too at the belly.
Them's good eating.
They were like they were fat suckers, kind of like the me of bluegills.
Yeah, they got that much meat on them. It's hard not to put the fillet knife to them. It really is.
My buddy Creole Catfish, who just came in. Creole, happy Thanksgiving to you and your family. He sent me a little care package I received yesterday. He sent me some of these hooks, the German steel hooks from River Rat Tackle. Real nice hooks. He gave me some in 8s, some 10s and 12s. So I wanted to make sure I said thank you to Jeremy for sending these to me. I look forward to using them in the spring. I gotta wait till spring. Look at that dog and I outdoors. What's up, Curtis? How are you doing? Lyle?
Sir?
Are you going anywhere for Thanksgiving tomorrow or no?
No.
Then you should go fishing.
Well, it's going to be 37 degrees. I'm not going that cold.
Yeah, that'll freeze you up.
It'll take care of me, I'll tell you that. That's the high for tomorrow here.
Yeah.
It's going to be...
That's same here. We're having like the same identical weather tomorrow here. What kind of temperatures are all you seeing around the country now? I'm sorry, higher 33 tomorrow.
It just, I'm not interested in being out there. One thing about it, you probably have whatever body of water you wanted, you could have it to yourself.
That's what I was saying. We used to, when I was a younger man, we used to have the turkey bowl every Thanksgiving in the morning. Everybody get out there, we play football and beat the living daylights out of each other. That was always fun. Something to look forward to. Get all liquored up and play football with a bunch of ruffians.
Have a hangover from the night before.
Yeah. Oh, I got pictures from the Turkey Testicle Festival, Lyle. Already sent to me today by a bunch of local guys I know. I was given a lot of flack for not going. If I'd have known our guest wasn't coming in, I might have went over there, to be honest.
Oh, man. Do I feel sorry for Luke? I have 24 and a low of 8. Well, if it's got to be one of us, Luke, I'm glad it's you and not me.
Yeah, I was going to say better him than me.
That's a fact. For small waters. Charters, welcome, fella.
What's up, John? John was fishing live off their pontoon boat. I don't know if you ever saw how they fish for crappie down there in on Lake Okeechobee. A bunch of
I
cane
like it.
poles, long poles, bunch of minnows. They got like 10 to 16 poles all the way around their pontoon boat and just
Looks
pick
like
them
Jody.
up. I'm sorry, Lyle?
Looks like Jody.
Oh, yeah, for the most part. Porcupine pontoon boat action. Glad to see that you got him. 14 poles, he says he had out
14.
there.
I don't want to get that much bait.
Yeah, I don't want to put that many minnows on a hook.
No. Nope. 14, wow. Yeah, that sounds about like Jody, what she does when she catfishes.
Mm-hmm. I was thinking about that, but I'm going to save my opinions about.
Yeah, I like to get on her about that.
I know. I was watching Blue Gabe. He was doing a little crappie fishing down there in Okeechobee. There was a lot of wind. Apparently he got some on a second trip that he made, but the first one was kind of rough. And it's always kind of interesting about how different people crappie fish in different parts of the country. They're using like 10, 12, and 14-foot poles and just dropping them right inside the reeds out there and picking them off one by one.
Wow. They get that big bluegill down there that way too, don't they?
I imagine so. You get some alligators down there too.
Yeah, I ain't wanting no part of that.
Yeah, I don't think they bother you like anything.
That's the thing about going south. If I know them are in there, I ain't gonna be on that body of water. Now, if I don't know it, that's one thing. But if I know it, why would you intentionally do that?
Mm-hmm. But that's definitely on my list. I should have thought about it a little more. I'll be down in Florida in 2 weeks. I should have booked a trip with John and taken a couple extra days. It just wasn't in a card though. Maybe next time that would be cool.
If I was down there, which I probably never will go to Florida, but if I was, I would definitely want to take a charter off for some crappie. And in the northern part of the state where them big flatheads are, I'd be interested in that too because they catch them pretty much year round in the Panhandle.
Up near Hog Legs neck of the woods in Melissa's, I forget the name of the river. There's a lot of flatheads in that river. Blue Gabe fishes that one too. I think that's a while ago. We're not going to bring that back up, but that's the guy that kept all them flatheads. But I guess that's what they do over there. So different parts of the country can handle different kind of pressure on fish. Not so much.
They got a lot of them in there. They don't get gigantic, but they're pretty damn big. And they catch a lot of them. I've seen some of them guys catch 30 and 40 a night.
Cheap Fish says, man, I'm a day behind. Thanks, Lyle, for the jigs. Apparently,
you're very welcome.
Oh, are we going to do a giveaway tonight, Lyle? You got the box?
I have my box. And just for this is just a sample of what's in this box.
Lyle's tired of having that box in his office, so he's going to give a little away
I've moved
each.
it around a million times, and what happens is it gets stuff put on it, in front of it, behind it, around it. Then I forget it, so I brought it out and put it where it's in my way. And every time I get out of the chair, I got to kick the damn thing. So as long as it's here, we're going to give them away until they're gone. And I don't remember how many I sent to him, but it was whatever we talked about. It was more than that. I do know that. So, there'll be plenty. There will be plenty.
Look at this. John says, your money is no good down here. I appreciate it. But if you ever want to come up here and play Nicole, the same goes. I'll even treat you for pizza.
But nobody wants to do that. Luke.
What did Luke say?
I said he would be the one that want to do that. Play the cold. He likes the cold.
Yeah, he ain't gonna do it. He's gonna need a whole bunch of antifreeze.
Jacob's got the big stonies, man. They go out there and drive their new trucks on that ice.
I remember one time they did a live stream out of the back of his out of Luke's Lumacraft on ice. Remember that?
Yeah. Yep, I do. Never gonna happen.
It ain't that big a deal.
It is to me.
I'm already Jones in the fish, Lyle. I ain't even gonna lie. I was looking on Marketplace at some ATVs because that would make for a pretty good ice fishing machine. But the problem is we don't get enough consistent ice up here. We'll get 2 weeks of solid, safe ice up here, and then it's very sketchy. So I don't know if these temperatures keep up like they are now, we might have a good year.
I guess guys up around the Canadian line and way up there where Luke's at is where it gets hard enough and stays long enough to make it enjoyable. And they catch channel cat and stuff under the ice up there, but the main thing they're going after is panfish, right?
Panfish, walleye. Luke goes after sturgeon. He's one of them big fish guys. He's a size queen. Did I say that out loud? I only say that because I'm jealous, Luke. Don't. Yeah, he does his live streams out of the ice castles that they have up there. And like, have you seen him fish out of those?
Yeah, I have. Makes me jealous.
Those are pretty nice. I think that if I remember correctly, they even had a pizza oven in one last year.
Yeah, I think they did.
Yeah.
If I was going to do it, that's how I'd want to go. Stay in a camper, and when you pull the hole up in the floor of the camper, and there's a hole in the ice below it. That's how I'd want to do it. But I'm not gonna put anything. I got that much of an investment on the ice.
I was gonna say they ain't cheap. I think they cost as much, if not more, than a boat, depending on the ones
Probably
you get.
more than your truck. Yeah,
I don't know about that. A truck's pretty darn expensive these days.
damn right they are.
Getting ridiculous. It's getting crazy. I hope to keep mine for a long time.
Me too.
Long time. I priced one out the other day and it was ridiculous. So
They just make you sick to your stomach.
So Lyle, you had mentioned that you got yourself a new battery for your boat.
I did. I bought a lithium ion battery, and I bought one single 24-volt lead time.
Nice. Now it's 24-volt what you had before?
Yeah, but I had two nearly 100-pound 12-volt batteries. They wasn't 100 pounds, but they were pretty close. You know, when you get two of them, you got a lot of extra weight in your boat. This one is 24-volt, 21 inches long, 8 inches high, and however wide it is. Do the same job as both of those batteries for 47 pounds.
Now you can eat plenty tomorrow and still save weight in the boat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now let me ask you this. Now, what kind of charger did you have to get for that?
I have one coming, and it is a lead time charger also.
Okay, but it's a 24-volt?
24-volt. And you can buy cheap ones. You can buy cheap ones that are 24-volt, and I'm sure they will do the same thing. But these will be faster. And let's face it, you got benefits with these lithium ion batteries. Let's pick one: kayak or ice fishing. Neither. Not gonna happen. You might as well throw canoe in there too, Chris. I'm not getting one of them either.
You know, Lyle, we can always put you in a kayak and push you out onto the ice. So if the ice breaks, you still got a chance of floating on the kayak.
Hell, if I move wrong, I'm gonna turn the damn thing over. That's what I worry about. Welcome, Chris. Glad to see you in here.
Happy Thanksgiving to you and Tully.
Absolutely. I'm excited about this battery because not only does it weigh half of what just one of those batteries weighs, I can put it on the other side underneath the passenger console and split up my weight better. The wires are already run, so just got to hook it up. And but the charger is something that you want to do, and a regular charger won't work.
You got to get the voltage.
You got to get the right one for them, and what better to do than get the one that is made by the same company.
Yeah, you know, I talked to the folks over at Amped Outdoors. They take good care of me, and they had offered to send me a 36-volt for my boat, and I got 2 good batteries. I'm not going to take advantage of the people just for that. I didn't want to rerun
36 or a 24 volt.
a 36. A 36 is what I was going to get, and I just didn't want to have to run all new wires and do all of that stuff just yet until these.
Oh, you might as well. It ain't like you've done anything else to that boat.
I've done enough to that boat. Done plenty to that boat. Oh, and another thing, Lyle, I was going to bring up. Did you hear about Humminbird's new live? What is it? Live sonar? I forget what it's called.
Yeah, it's supposed to be really something.
The live too. I was looking at some YouTube videos of it. Was it last night while I was laying in bed, and had some pretty interesting stuff. So we'll see what happens next in the.
I had a guy a couple of nights ago send me a link to Hummingbird's video that they shot for advertisement before they made the advertisement, which included all of the testing that they done on that. If it's as good as what that showed, it's going to make people sit up and take notice. We'll see. You know, you can, you know, I can invent a new fishing reel tomorrow, Mark, and we can edit that video and stuff and make it look like it's the greatest fishing reel that ever was invented. In reality, it may or may not have been, and that's kind of the way these advertising geniuses are with any product made. So the real thing is when they get out on the market and a bunch of people that are really interested in doing them make some YouTube videos on them and shows you their opinions of what's good and bad about them, then you can take that for what it's worth. Um, I would rather go by what a bunch of people that I'm familiar with online says about something than some guy that they're paying to tell me something else about it. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. You don't know who's getting paid to say what these days. I'll just go out and say it, be as controversial as you want, but no one's going to talk bad about somebody that's putting food on their plate. So,
well, when them guys approach me about it, and then still today, I still get approached every once in a while, and they want you to sponsor you and you to go promote their stuff. And the first thing I always tell them is, I got to try it. If I can't believe in it, I can't promote. It's just that simple. And if it's something that I think is worth doing, then we're in. And don't send me a product and expect that to do it for me because I want greenbacks. If I'm going to promote it, it's going to cost you money. It's not just a free whatever it is. That don't fly with me. But if I can't feel comfortable with it, it doesn't matter how much money you got. I won't promote it. They just don't work. Your reputation has to be worth something.
I'm with you on that, Lyle.
Thank you, Joe Buck 66. We appreciate you being with us for 24 months.
Joe Buck says 60 degrees and rain in North Georgia tomorrow, huh? Well, you're still in Georgia. You're not.
Sounds like riding around with the top down.
Oh, and JG saying that Palmetto's tournament series is sponsored by Wyatt Batteries. Great price. Use discount code. We're not going to say that. They don't sponsor the show. So, anyways, good for them. Yeah, I kind of did see all that was going on. So, I
don't keep up with any of that anymore. Used to be people send me all that stuff, and I knew everything was going on, and they quit sending it to me. If they ain't don't want to take the time to show it to me, I don't give a damn about it. It's just the way it is. I got certain things that I watch and follow daily. And I watch certain channels no matter whether I like their content or not. I'll watch everything they put out because I believe in them and what they do. Chris, we had on here a while back with Fishing with Chris. I watch him everything he puts out. Fishing and stuff, it don't matter what he puts out. Of course, I think most of his stuff is really high quality. Watch all his stuff. And some of the others, I watch a lot of Chris and Telly. I see Telly catch most of the good fish, which I find extremely entertaining.
Chris puts out some good stuff.
He does. He's
Telly's
getting
super
better all the time too.
Chris just carries Telly's bags for those video shoots.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. I watched
and the Benoit ladies, they put out some good stuff.
They've been doing really good. I watched some of Stan Smith and JG the other night. Enjoyed that very much. One of the things that I tried to watch one tonight, and there's just too many bodies up on the screen. I can't. I don't know which one's talking at what time. So those, I'm not interested in those ones when they got too many people on there. That doesn't do it for me. But videos is where the action's at, especially if they're educational on whatever the topic is, whether it be Luke talking about live streaming, which, let's face it, if he put out a video about how to go about live streaming, everybody should pay attention. One time he was the top live streamer in the nation. And, or I watch a lot of knot tying videos and rigs that people use on different kinds of fishing and try to figure out how I can adapt those to what we do. And some of them you can, and some of them you can't. But, I watched a lot of Danny Stone. Him and Parker was funny the other day. Just sent pictures of pies and cakes. Thanks so much for that. Send the whole cake.
Yeah, send the darn cake.
I've told you, Danny, there's only two kinds of pie.
I don't know. It took like 5 days to get those walleye jigs that he went out to him. It took like forever.
There's only two kinds of pie, Danny. Hot and cold.
With ice cream and without.
That too. But I there's so many live things on, and certain days and nights there's a lot more than others. Weekends are loaded. But if there's too many things going on the screen, I can't watch it. I just can't do it. I can't tell who's talking at what time, and there's so many new people you can't keep up with. So those on there, the guy's got 1 or 2, 3, even 4 people on it, where you can go in like tomorrow night when Chad, if they're going to do a show tomorrow night, I assume they are. If they do a show, when Chad's talking, when Freddie's talking, when whatever. But you get much more than that, especially if you don't know the players. It's really hard to keep up with anymore. And then again, you're trying to read what's in chat on top of it. And when you get several people in chat, it goes really fast and you miss some of that. Then somebody's talking to you, you don't even know it.
You know what I kind of noticed too lately, Lyle? No, I don't know. It is what it is. It's the truth. I've noticed that in a lot of lives that people aren't talking like they used to back in the day when we first started doing this stuff.
No, they're not.
They're not. I mean, whether it's a tournament or a live show or something like that, people are kind of quiet. They're just kind of sitting back, which I guess is good. It puts the responsibility of the actual content on the creator, which is, in my opinion, what I always tried to do with my show and stuff. It's always nice to have people in chat talking and adding to the program too. But when you got a planned show out and stuff, it can get it makes it kind of tricky.
It does.
A lot of people always said that I did pretty good at handling it. And, I've had talks with like Keith, and Keith's like, I couldn't do it. I need everything out in front of me. I need to be able to edit the stuff and stuff. And that it isn't as easy as it says. And
that's like you and me.
Yeah.
We don't have a written thing. We wing it every week. And we play off of each other, and that's what it takes to have a fun show. I don't know if anybody enjoys it besides you and me, but we have a good time. So
yeah, that's all that matters.
JG, thank you so much. I appreciate that. I'm humbled every year when I get nominated for that, and it's a big deal to me that people think that I'm worthy of that award. So thank you.
A vote for Lyle Stokes is a vote for America. I'll say it again this year.
I thought you was going to say Trump.
That's already done. Next, we got to get you elected.
Yeah. Well, that would make my year complete, I'll tell you, because I was happy with the way the election turned out. And I think we, as a country, have great things to look forward to for the next 4 years.
I'm as much as I like talking about it as sport, I'm taking a break, Lyle.
Are
We're
you?
gonna we're gonna wait until February and see how things go. I'm not doubting anything, but I'm taking a break for not only my sake, for my wife's peace of mind, because she's about headed up to here with me, if you know what I mean.
You see the memes on and the commercials, the television shows are talking about going to dinner with Trump supporters on Thanksgiving Day and stuff.
Oh
That's
my goodness.
that's kind of the way it is around here. Nobody wants to come and listen to me brag.
Oh my goodness. I all right. I'm not. Women shaving their heads. Today, I saw a video of a bunch of people out on the banks of the Lake Michigan up in Wisconsin having a scream fest because somebody they didn't like. It's ridiculous. I'm not. See, you got me all worked up. My wife's going to come down here and throw something at me if I keep it up. So.
I'm sitting here looking at Fox News with the thing, and it says liberal meltdown. Everything showing pictures of them people trying to eat Thanksgiving dinner as we speak.
Folks, let me give you a tip here. No matter who you vote for, whoever you wanted to win, go enjoy your family. Your family's
That's
more
right.
important. Hopefully you vote with your family in mind for their betterment, for your betterment, and not for some silly reasons. And it's not worth fighting with people that you should be on their side. So whether
right.
they voted the same as you did or the same or not, man, they're your family.
That's right. I had a father-in-law, Mark. He was a staunch Democrat for years and years. We waited for the holidays so I could argue with him and he could argue with me about Republicans, Democrats, and bills and things in the Senate that was going on. And it didn't matter. He would argue with me until one day, to my amazement, we was talking about when Trump was running for the first time, and he agreed with something I said. And I was in disbelief. And he said, I didn't disagree with you all them years. It just wasn't no fun if we if we wasn't fighting each other over it. And come to find out he'd been voting the same way I had for a long time, but he said he didn't, just for sake of argument, which worked for me because we had a great time doing that. People would leave us alone, we go at it.
Let's stop talking about politics. It's Thanksgiving. We're not going to get everybody all riled up here like they're going to get riled up
Oh no,
tomorrow.
I'm smiling now.
All right. JG Hill says, as a host, it's good to be informed about your panel. You have to keep things interesting and fun. That's the truth, JG. I wouldn't, when I was doing my show, and I think Lyle will agree with me, and not that he does any different, but I had a good idea of not only what was going on with my guests, but what was going on with all the people in chat. And it's a lot of work. It's a lot of keeping up with people on social media. It's a lot of mental note taking. So if you're doing that stuff, it's always nice. People love to hear about, or they get a kick out of knowing that you're actually paying attention to them.
That's
which
right.
means something to them. So
yeah, that's exactly right, and that's what makes it good. And years ago when we was fishing all the tournaments and stuff, I knew all them people, and we'd get them as guests on there, and I already knew them. So, and I knew what questions I could ask them and not make them mad or offend them. The problem was when we started doing Catfish Weekly, so many people didn't have internet connections to do the show, and we was using it on another format, which was a lot harder to use. And a lot of people still had dial up in those days. And you just so hard, it was so slow and try to make everything work. And there was a lot of people that didn't want to do shows. They didn't want to be guests. They was too shy to do them. Well, for the most part, people have come out. But like tonight, we had a guy that didn't feel good. Well, you can't expect him to come on here if he don't feel good and do the show. We'll get him on here next week or the week after, whenever he's gets to feel him better, and we'll have a great time. He's got an outstanding channel. I've been watching him for a long time, and I really like his content. So that's the kind of guy we want to promote and bring forward to more people to watch. But everybody doesn't like to do them.
This is,
Some people, Mark, as you well know, some people are a lot better guests than others.
I 100%. Well, right before I had, before I stopped doing my actual podcast, I'm thinking about starting it back up. We can talk about that later, but in a different type of format. I had been talking to a couple of big names in the fishing industry, and they actually watched the shows. I know they said they've watched mine, and they just didn't feel comfortable coming on and doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Like people that have thousands and thousands and thousands of subscribers, they get 100,000 views per video. People like that, they just didn't really, it's not that they didn't care to do it. They just didn't feel comfortable doing it. And I like to think that that's kind of changed a little bit. And I had a couple of people reach back out to me and, hey, are you still doing it? I think I'm ready to do a show or whatever. This was in the last couple of months. And I'd have to say, no, I'm sorry. I apologize. But, I'm still getting numbers and stuff on Spotify. So maybe we'll do something pre-recorded and just get some audio out there. But times are changing. I mean, look at all the people that are just streaming off of their phone. A lot of these guys have started doing lives on their own channels. And live is where it's at. Unfortunately for me, I'm not the biggest advocate of lives anymore, but that's because
I never was really, other than the show.
It's run its course with me. But as far as like doing the podcast thing, I think that's good. Doing it in front of a live audience is something I really got to think about doing again, because it's kind of not as well. We can talk later. I got some ideas, but yeah, that's kind of my feelings on all of this. One
of the things about what we do is the live shows, as you and I know them, as this show is, they'll be gone at some point because of the lives. They're not nearly as popular as they used to be. But then again, there once was a time when Catfish Weekly was the only live fishing show. Period. The only one in every facet. There was no other live fishing shows. Nobody knew how to do them. And I never will forget when we done the very first live broadcast at Monsters on the Ohio. We went down there and I called Jim and Sheila up. We was going to do live shows out of their tackle shop. And I said, do you have strong internet? And he said, yeah, we got a real good internet here. I said, we're going to try to go live from there, not just do the show there live and then upload it. We're going to try to do it live. And Chris and Chuck said, are you sure we can do this? I said, no, I ain't sure or nothing. But if you can do it from your house and they got internet, why can't you do it from there? And Chris said, I don't think it'll work. I said, well, we're going to find out. So I packed all the stuff up and we set it all up, and they give me an account to get on their internet live. And we went live, and we started at 10 o'clock in the morning, and I shut it down. And there was a kid that was they drove like an hour and a half to bring this boy down to do an interview with me. And I done him and his whole family. I set everything back up. We got out of there at 9 o'clock at night. And from that point on, we done live shows at that tackle shop every year for years. It got to where people would come down there and they would serve hot dogs and hamburgers and be on Catfish Weekly. And we done live shows, and we'd take a break every 45 minutes or an hour. And I had some of the best times of my life doing them shows out there. It was just amazing. And the people was great. And we'd do them on a Thursday, and the tournament would be on Saturday. And we just had a wonderful time doing them. It was lots and lots of fun. And we'd upload them shows after we get done doing every hour. We'd upload a show and start a new one. And nobody else knew how to do it at that time, but everybody figured it out, and I helped a bunch of people to do that. Ones that I knew would do good, or I felt like would do good. But that's how live shows got started. People could say, oh, nobody was doing them years ago. They wasn't, because at one time Catfish Weekly was the only live show of any kind on fishing, period.
I remember watching it back then. You
Yep.
and Doc all the time.
That was before Doc even.
I don't even.
Yeah, I remember, and you told me this, and I had to think about it. At the Catfish Conference, we done the same thing. We was at the very first Catfish Conference and done them up until until COVID hit.
This was Catfish Conference number 2 I saw you at.
Yep, and we talked a little bit down there, and at that time I didn't have no idea who he was, But in a day's time at the Catfish Conference, I probably shook hands with 500 people or more. It's hard to the ones that you had never met before. It's hard to keep them straight. So.
A lot of good people. Had a lot of fun. It was always fun watching. I was sitting right in front of the table going, wow, I'm over here watching Lyle Stokes do Catfish Weekly right in front of me.
JG, Moses didn't have rod holders on his boat, so no, he didn't get no interview.
How about Noah?
No, either.
What's up, Chrissy? Happy Thanksgiving. If I didn't say hello to you earlier.
Chrissy,
can you imagine?
The show I watched a little bit of the other night, Tuesday nights. I don't remember the name of it. Maybe she'll put it in there. But it was really fun. Yeah, I think it was Chrissy when we met down there. So we done that. They had it in this boat dealership was like it was a garage that they worked on boats. It's a dealership for boats. I think it started out as like a gas station or something, or a car dealership or whatever. And the garage and everything was in the back. And we set up in the showroom floor. And when people come through there, of course, I knew most of them. I'd grab them up and get them set up to do interviews and things. And of course, we had Larry Muse up there and bunches and bunches of people. And they wanted me to take rods down. Well, you can't do interviews and show people fishing rods. That just don't work. In those days, right after I come out with that very first bumping rod, nobody knew what a bumping rod was till I built that, because everybody was using musky rods and wondered why they broke them all the time. And man, it was tough, but I had some people that we pro staffed at the time, Jason Athena and Justin Wolf, and Justin Wolf sat there with a spool of 50-pound braid, and people would come up and want to know how to tie a certain rig, and he knew them all. And I had a box of hooks, and he'd sit there and tie rigs and show them people how to tie them and then give them the rig.
There you go.
We give away tons of stuff down there that day, and he'd done that while Chuck and I was doing interviews, and it was a lot of fun. It was crowded. Oh my God, it was crowded. And it grew from there.
Hey, Jeff Beal just came in here. Jeff Beal says $26 and some change. I think he used my discount code, if I'm not mistaken. He messaged me asking me for it. Danny Stone says, pretty sure Josh Dunnigan is doing his traditional Thanksgiving Day fishing show in the morning. We'll have to check it out if I'm here.
Yeah.
Vote for Mark, stay on his butt. I don't know what that means, but okay. Oh, giveaway tool. Yeah, we're going to get there. Don't worry.
We'll get there.
We'll get there. All right. Since they're doing this here, let me load this up. All right. This is for out of Lyle's giveaway box here. Let me share this out. You got too many options. Oh, why is this not working here? There we go. Screen 2. Look at this, folks. Enter free stuff in chat and you'll get entered to win. Doesn't get any simpler than that. All one word, free stuff.
That's right.
Hold on a second here real quick, Lyle. Let me... I had to put a nicotine patch,
Okay.
There we go. Danny knows how it's done.
Oh, yeah. No cinnamon rolls, Christy. Sorry.
Mean Green Squad in the house. Where are you? Chad Nolte's getting in on this too. Chad's still here. Bugman saying free stuff. Bunch
I
of
would
good
think these
people.
people would tell their buddies so they get a chance of winning too. Maybe not.
Well, it's Thanksgiving. People are getting ready to do stuff, or they're out
Yeah.
running last minute errands. It's like this every year. So we still got 21 good people out there watching. We appreciate every single one of them.
Absolutely.
We're gonna have a bunch of people listening to the audio version on this. We know how people like to do that, to listen to. If you're listening to this on audio, why don't you come visit us over here on YouTube one of these Wednesday nights? Me and Lyle would love to see you. Like he was saying, where Lyle's giving away stuff every week till that box of stuff is gone. You can't win a prize if you're not here watching live. So
That's
come
right.
on by, check it out.
And there's several, and I don't, like I say, I don't remember. You will for sure win one bag of stuff, but I forgot how many bags I put in that one. Well, just like this one here, this one's got probably 20 in it, and some good looking ones too. I should pull some of them out.
I would enter, but I'll just tell you if I want something. I'll be like, "Well, send me some of that stuff."
That's how it works, isn't it?
I'm going to give the good people in chat that are watching. What's going on, Wabash Nate? Crappie Day in the house. Crappie Kev. There's a new name. That's a cool name.
I think I've seen him before, but it's been a while. Seems like I have.
Wabash,
yeah, we just talked about this battery, Mark.
Uh-huh.
I'm really excited to try this because it's supposed to last a whole lot longer.
Oh, yeah.
Charge up a whole lot faster and last 10 years.
You won't have to worry about it for a long time.
That's the idea behind it. So, and if you figure it up that way, I've been going through a set of batteries at over $100 a piece every 3 years. That's about the going rate for me on troll mode batteries. 2 every 3 years. So if it's going to last 5 or 6 years, it's going to be cheaper.
It's good
and better performance.
It's a big investment.
Yeah.
Even if I was to add, I got a brushless trolling motor, so it means I can run either 24 or 36. Right now, I'm just running 24 because that's what came in the boat.
Right.
I'm going to wait till this dies before I even bump up to 36 volts. It's working good for now. It'll work. But yeah, I'm looking forward to putting lithium in there and going to 36 volts. I was looking at the specs too. And it's not that you go faster. You just go a lot further or longer.
That's right. That's right. But now with the loss of weight in your boat, you could conceivably go somewhat faster. I watched a video with a guy who had a single battery in a 12-foot John boat, I think it was, and a trolling motor. And he did go longer and a little, like 1 mile an hour faster because of the weight savings. Now, on a big boat, that's not going to work out like that probably. But still, hey, there's downtown Ernie Brown.
What's up, Ernie? How you doing? What's up, Greg Burgess? How are you doing?
But something like that, I can see that it will go a little bit faster. It probably ain't going to neck breaking speed or nothing. But if it'll go longer, that's what all these guys and these tournament guys are always. But you know what? I had 36 volts. I had 2 of those in 2 different boats that we had. Never run them down, or even on the Mississippi in a heavy current. Never run the batteries down in all-day tournaments, 8-hour tournaments. Never did run them. I never run my 24-volt batteries down, running all day, anywhere I had it. Never have run them all the way down. But with these, I don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, I've run, well, I mean, when I'm trolling for walleye, I'm running 2.5 mile an hour. That's a little different than dragging baits for catfish.
Yeah.
So I've worn them out in heavy wind doing those kind of speeds. But other than that, at 0.4, 0.5 miles an hour, even 0.7, it lasts all day. I got nothing with that. So.
And that's good enough for me.
All right, Lyle, let's do this giveaway so we can let these people get to getting ready for Thanksgiving.
Absolutely.
All right, we got 13 in there, so your chances are good. Here we go, folks. Let's see who picks up. Let's see who picks it up. Also, let's do Chad Nolte.
Nolte.
Welcome back, Chad. Chad Nolte. I always said that was a great name in fishing. That just says fishing right there. Chad, email Lyle your shipping address at Catfish Weekly TV. That's all one word at gmail.com. And he'll get those shipped to you.
Sure will.
And then I can laugh.
Remember, it's a holiday weekend, so I'll get them out as quick as I can, and then that's up to the mail after that. And
Yeah,
believe me, mail already is slower than it needs to be. I'm waiting on that battery charger. I'm waiting with bated breath, baby. I want to get some charge in this battery because it comes without any, and until it's supposed to be here today, and it still ain't here. So, yeah, don't count on anything to be on time.
it's Lyle Stokes, not Lyle Amazon. He'll get it when he can get it to you.
I'll get them right out, though. Like I say,
He's good about it, guys. So
we've got there's 30, 50 or 60 more packages after I throw you in a few here. So,
Lyle, you got anything else to say to the good people out there?
Anybody that's traveling over this holiday weekend, please be careful in your trips. Have a safe one. Get home back so you can be here next Wednesday night to see Mark.
Everybody have a great Thanksgiving. Don't argue too bad with your family members. Just enjoy your meal and
That's
let
right.
it slide. You'll be better off, and even no matter how wrong they are.
That's right.
That's right.
And in your mind, they will be wrong.
They will be wrong.
See you, everybody.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Bye.